We all know the lead up to Christmas can get pretty stressful. Endless shopping, travelling and cooking. Sometimes it can send you over the edge.
Well, here's the good news. Our next guest says there are some simple things we can do now to avoid a Christmas meltdown. Relationship expert Melissa Ferrari joins us again. Melissa, tell us about the lead up to Christmas. It's supposed to be fun. It's never fun. It's really busy. You've got to get the shopping done. You've got to get all the presents right. Why is it so stressful?
I think it's because people want to get it right. It's a time of the year when you spend time with your family and you're bringing people together that you haven't seen for a long time.
They're very judgy, these people.
Yeah, well, sometimes they can be. And so it can really put pressure on people to say, I really want to have a perfect Christmas. And I think this is what can get us into trouble.
Yes, indeed. Preparing for the big day can be particularly stressful for parents. What's your advice for dealing with unrealistic wish lists from children? You know, when they say, oh, I want a new laptop, something that's thousands of dollars, you know, or even an iPad. I mean...
Yeah.
I think letting them just choose that one or two things that they really, really want and learning gratitude, you know, that old thing that we say, you know, there are children in the world that don't get the gifts that your children are getting. And so just picking one and being grateful for what they're getting and learning to say no as a parent. I think saying no can be really helpful in a child's development.
Do you take them to, like, you know, Christmas charities? Do you get them to give away their, you know, some of their old toys and contribute that way?
Yeah, absolutely. And particularly, you know, wrapping things up, putting them under the local trees in the community, going out into the community and actually, you know, I even think making some nice decorations for the local nursing home to hang on their Christmas tree or something like that. Something that really shows that spirit of generosity. And I think that this is what really teaches children.
Takes it out of that materialistic realm.
It's hard, now, Christmas lunch or dinner is the biggest meal that most families prepare each year in Australia, especially. The cook is under pressure. You don't want to do it. How do you tackle that kitchen area without having tensions boil over?
Well, I think delegate, get everybody involved. You know,
bring a plate.
Bring a plate. What a good idea. And I know for me on Christmas Day, I'll think, I think the stuffing will only take me 5 minutes to make, and it never does. So it's like really allow some of that time and ask someone else to help or bring something along, particularly if you know someone's great with dessert or doing the turkey. Ask them to bring it along. I think people do want to give at Christmas, so it's worth asking.
Contribute, for sure. The festive season is also the biggest time for marriages to go into meltdown, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what can couples do to safeguard their relationship?
I think having each other's back, going into Christmas knowing it's going to be stressful. For all of us, when stress goes up, communication goes down. So being really aware that you need to have some rules in place. You need to have talked about Christmas a little bit earlier. One has one idea of what it's going to be and another has another idea of what it's going to be, and that's when you run into all kind of problems.
I was reading that if you're visiting your in-laws, for example, just to remember that it's only a few days in the year in total.
Exactly. And you know, that's where you're actually managing people externally. You guys are the couple, you're the king and queen, you two need to look after each other, and anyone else externally you need to be able to protect each other from.
Yeah, and don't gripe about it for weeks in advance before you go, oh, we're going to go to your mother's or your father's, you know what I mean, or your families for Christmas. Just like go, all right, we're just going to do this. And suck it up and do it.
Exactly. And if you don't get along with one of them, well, then you help each other out.
Exactly right. Mr. and Mrs. Claus don't fight at Christmas time, I've noticed.
That's great Christmas advice. Just suck it up.
Suck it up this Christmas. What are your other, apart from suck it up this Christmas, what are your other tips for a stress-free Christmas?
Well, I think really conversation, like talking about it really early, that we know we're going into a stressful time. We know we all want to get it right. So way back, even now, sit down, start to delegate, get the children involved.
Manage expectations.
Exactly. Ask the kids, what would you like to do? What's the one special thing you'd like on Christmas Day? That way you're narrowing it down to just one thing rather than 10 things, and get them involved, like get them to help you do calendars and things like that and in the countdown, and then on the day let them contribute, maybe get them to help do the cooking in a quiet kind of way, you know, get them to stir some stuff and
outside. That's right. Thank you for that, Melissa. Thank you. Great advice there.